Do not waste your time. If you do so, you will be the most saddest person in the world. The clock is ticking and it's not going to stop. Never, no matter what. Time waits for no man. Life goes by and it goes by quick. And you have to understand this. The life is so short and it passed just like that. My parents have told me about this when I was younger, but I didn't believe them. And if I tell you that right now, you don't believe it either. Every one of us here has been given the same amount of time in a day, 1440 minutes. The Buddha said the biggest mistake is you think you have time. Time is free, but it's priceless. You cannot own it, but you can use it. You cannot keep it, but you can spend it. And once it's lost, you can never get it back. So today I'm going to tell you a story of time, and it's going to change your life and will show you the value of time. So there was a boy in a village in Japan, and his name was Rinjai. Rinjai was known for his laziness and procrastination, and more than that, he was known for his lack of ambition. Rinjai had a habit of wasting his time and procrastinating on important tasks. He used to postpone his work, and he used to set few goals daily. But when the time comes, he said, I will do it tomorrow. And he keeps doing it. He keeps telling tomorrow, despite the constant advice from his family and friends to give importance to time. But Rinjai never valued time. He never seemed to understand its importance. But one day, there came an old man in a monastery in that village, and his name was Kenshin. Mr. Kenshin was a very wise and knowledgeable person, and he had ability to solve people's problems. And when Rinjai heard about this, he got curious. So he decided to seek the old man's guidance. So Rinjai went to the monastery to meet Kenshin, who was sitting under a large banyan tree. With a respectful bow, Rinjai asked, Sir, I have heard that you have possessed great wisdom and you have the solution of almost every problems. So can you please guide me on how to make the most of my life? So Mr. Kenshin smiled and nodded, understanding the young man's struggle. He took out an hourglass from his bag and handed it to the Rinjai and said, Look, my boy, this hourglass symbolizes time. He said, each grain of sand represents a precious moment of your life. Rinjai held the hourglass in his hands, feeling the weight of its significance. Now Mr. Kenshin continued, I want you to imagine that each grain of sand falling through this hourglass is a wasted opportunity. Every time you procrastinate or waste time, a grain slips away forever and it's never going to be back. Rinjai, realizing the gravity of his actions, listened intently as Mr. Kenshin continued. Time is a precious gift, my boy. It waits for no one. Every second that passes is a second you cannot retrieve. If you keep wasting it, you will wake up one day filled with regret. Feeling a sense of urgency, Rinjai asked, But dear master, how can I change? How can I value time and make the most of it? Mr. Kenshin smiled warmly and said, It begins with small steps. He said, Start by setting goals and prioritize your task. Break them down into manageable parts and focus on completing them one by one. Learn to manage your time effectively. Remember, success comes to those who understand the value of time. So Rinjai took the old man's advice to heart and decided to change his ways. And he began by organizing his daily routine, setting specific time frames for different activities. And he eliminated distraction and focused solely on the task at hand. And very soon, Rinjai noticed a positive shift in his life. As time passes, days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, and months into years. Rinjai's newfound dedication and discipline paid off. He accomplished tasks that he had been putting off for years. He pursued his passion and discovered hidden talents. The villagers marveled at the remarkable transformation they witnessed in Rinjai. Over time, Rinjai realized that the true power of time lay not just in accomplishing tasks, but in nurturing relationships. He spent quality time with his family and friends, appreciating the moments they shared. He understood that the time was a limited resource, and every second spent in the company of loved ones was a treasure. In this way, years passed, and Rinjai grew old, and his villagers honored him for his remarkable achievements and his intelligent use of time. He shared his journey with the younger generation, urging them to cherish every passing moment, to make the most of their lives. Now Rinjai's story spread far and wide, inspiring countless individuals to reevaluate their relations with time. People began to understand that time was not just a mere commodity, but a precious gift that needed to be treasured. And so the village thrived under the wisdom of Mr. Kenshin and the transformed life of Rinjai, reminding everyone of the importance of time and the power it held to shape their destinies.